Good evening, everybody. This is Chris from Neutron Performance. Just wanted to show you guys everything that I did this evening. I got a UPS package in the mail with my Kirkey racing seat for my 1986 Honda CRX. The seat is installed. And it came out beautifully. I mounted the seat. Everything's in there. Everything's all bolted on tight. I ended up using the factory seat sliders from the factory seats. What I'm going to do is, I didn't video how I did it, but in the description below I'm going to add my Instagram account, so that way you guys could go onto my Instagram, because I'm going to post pictures on how I did it, and you know, the spacers that I did and everything in the pictures on my Instagram account. So what I did was, this is a Series 55, 18.5 inches wide. The reason being is because I'm a pretty big guy. You know, I'm 6'4", you know, 280 pounds. So I'm a pretty big guy. So I needed a seat. I needed to replace, because the factory seats that were in there were really in really bad shape. I mean, they were torn to shreds. I mean, they were like, you know, you really needed to send them out to go get reupholstered. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. But those seats really needed to get redone. So the other thing was, this is going to be a race car. This is not going to be a daily driver. It's going to be a strict race car. And you know, so I was looking for something lightweight. You know, I ended up getting a quote to redo the factory seats, you know, redo the cushion, redo the fabric, you know, like it was from the factory. And it was like $2,000, you know, roughly, give or take. So I said, heck no. You know, not for a you know, not for a car that's going to be, you know, it's not going to be a daily driver. This is going to be a race car. And, you know, so you know, as much weight as I could get out of there as possible, you know, by taking out the factory seats and putting this seat in there, I probably saved, you know, probably like 100 pounds. I mean, believe it or not, that seat is, you know, maybe 10 pounds. And the factory seats are pretty heavy. So, but how those of you guys that, you know, I see a lot of people doing the same thing, which is why I chose to go with this generation of CRX. I see a lot of people doing the same thing, the same second gen CRX, the EFs, the EGs, the EKs, everything is the same thing over and over and over and over. You know, and I didn't want to be another, you know, K-swapped, you know, I didn't want my car to be another K-swapped EG, or, not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just wanted to be different completely. I wanted to be, you know, there are first generation CRXs that are K-swapped out there. they're very few and far between. I'll tell you that much. I mean, they're not a whole lot of them out there. I mean, from the research that I've done, I've only found about 3 or 4 of them that have been K-swapped. You know, and yeah, I wanted to be different. So I just, you know, my brother here has a second gen. This is a second gen CRX. You know, that he's putting a VTEC head on a what's in there now is a B18, but he's putting a GSR head on it. But I wanted to be different, so I decided to go with, you know, a generation CRX that there isn't a whole lot out there for. So anyways, I'm gonna post, if you guys go to my Instagram account and just go ahead and follow me on my Instagram account, I'm gonna post pictures on there on how I mounted the factory sliders. So I took the factory sliders off of the factory seats, and I put them on this one, and it was super easy. I mean, you know, and that way I was able to keep the seat as low as possible because I am a tall guy and this is a very small car. So it came out great. So I mean, those of you that are interested in knowing how I did it, or those of you that are, you know, have a first generation project car that maybe you guys are working on, or, you know, maybe you guys are interested in doing a K-swap on, you guys could, you know, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna be posting videos and I'm gonna be posting pictures on Instagram, so that way you guys could see. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be pretty hard, from all the research that I've done on the internet. It seems like it's gonna be pretty hard to do a K-swap on this car, but nonetheless it can be done. So as you can see there, that's the factory slider right there. And what I ended up having to do is I had to add a spacer because the sliders are flat, right? But this seat is not flat. And so I had to add, I'm a plumber, guys. I'm a plumbing contractor, so what I ended up using there is I got it was like an 1.5 inch, inch and a quarter long galvanized, it's half inch pipe, and I cut, you know, about 1.25 inches off of that 1/2 inch pipe. And I gave it, you know, I cut it about 1.25 inches long, and then I went over to my bench grinder and I gave it, you know, like an angle, so I could kind of match the angle of the seat here. And I had some bolts that were long enough see right there, and then they were long enough to go through the, you know, through the spacer. And what I did was I put washers between the actual spacer that I made, washers between the spacer and the seat, and a washer between the spacer and the slider, so that way it's not, you know, you kind of distribute the load evenly across, you know, both parts here, so that way it doesn't mess up the seat, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm a plumbing contractor, so I kind of, had that in my company van. But if not, you could always go to Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever and pick up, like a piece of a 1/2-inch pipe and just make the spacers that way. You'll see what I'm talking about when you go on my Instagram and you see the pictures that I'm posting, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But other than that, guys, it came out great. I got a seat in there that, fits me perfectly. It's super lightweight. I'd probably say it's like 10 pounds at the most. And that is a Kirkey. Those of you guys that are, those of you guys that are kind of big, that wear waist size 38 and over, you guys might be interested in that. It's a Series 55 18.5-inch wide. Other than that, guys, so that's done. I'm waiting on my my cams from Drag Cartel. I went on to kseriesparts.com and I ordered my 92-pound SuperTech valve springs, flat surface SuperTech intake valves, exhaust valves. I also ordered a block guard. For all the stuff is for the motor. I ended up making the mistake and putting the oil pan on the block before I put the timing cover on, so I have to take that back off. Once I put the head on and I'm able to put the timing cover back on, then I could put the oil pan on. So that's where I'm at right now. But anyways, guys, this is Neutron Performance. My name is Chris, and this is a 1986 Honda CRX. And those of you guys that didn't think this could be done, because I know there's a lot of them out there, it's done. And on the factory sliders. So the nice thing is I'm able to move the seat back, forward and back. Right there is just like perfect for me right there. This is going to be a strictly, it's going to be a drag car. And I'm getting ready like next, possibly this weekend, on Saturday, I'm going to go ahead and remove this dash. I'm going to remove the door panels. It kind of gets get rid of some of the weight, and I know I'm gonna have to remove the dash anyways, because I have to convert to a hydro. See, these cars have a excuse me, guys. These cars have a cable transmission. The clutch engagements by cable. So I got to convert to a hydro, because the transmission that I'm going to be running is off of a RSX Type S. It's going to be a 6-speed manual transmission. Don't worry about the fender, guys. The fender is on order from Heel Toe. So the fender is coming. That ended up that fender broke during the storm that we had down here in South Florida, Hurricane Irma. Apparently the guy that owned it before, he told me that something had hit it and it basically destroyed the fender. Yeah, guys, thing's gonna be a beast. Again, we're aiming. I gotta remove. I'm gonna end up removing the headliner and, you know, all the trim pieces. I'm gonna remove the door panels. I'm gonna fabricate my own door handles. But as you can see it there, bro, that thing came out nice. It came out real sweet, guys. I'm super stoked about it. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. In the description below, I'm going to add my Instagram, so that way you guys can go ahead and follow me. Those of you guys that are interested in installing a racing seat in your first gen CRX, and, you know, and guys, it's a simple, you know, kind of gotta, you know, you just think outside the box. You know what I mean? You don't always have to, you know, go with what's on the market. You know what I mean? Just use your brain and think outside the box. It's as simple as that. You know, just be different. You know, everybody does these. It's just, you know, there's nothing wrong with the second gen CRXs, but it's like, man, everybody ends up doing the same thing. Everybody does the same thing, and there's hundreds of thousands of K-swapped same things out there, and it's I didn't want to be one of one of those people. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's a lot of fun, but it's just the way I am. So anyways, keep an eye out. I'm going to post my Instagram account in the description below. Give me a follow, subscribe, like the video, and you guys are going to be getting more. So I appreciate it. Thank you.